Here we have the Topo Design Mountain Backpack. Good evening, everybody. Chris from Computer Stuff talking about yet again another thing that's not computers. Except you can put a laptop in this thing, so I guess it kind of applies. Anyway, I happen to review a few bags on this channel, and this one may just be my newest and favoritist, if that's even a real word. But I really, really love this Topo Design backpack, and you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and forget the witty intro, and we're gonna dive exactly into why. It used to be that my daily carry was the Mystery Ranch briefcase, but I think I'm going to go ahead and replace it with this thing. Now there's a few reasons why, but suffice to say I am just overall very, very impressed with the looks, the design, the quality, I mean pretty much everything about this bag. Now there's a couple of things I want to start off with, namely you can get this bag in about, I think it's like 3 different color variants. You have this kind of sleek, stealthy black color, then you've got a kind of nifty, sort of middle of the road silver color, which has some kind of cute like accent pieces on there. By the way, that's something Topo is kind of famous for. They it looks like a Raggedy Ann doll. There's just like a bunch of different, it looks like a recycle bin of parts on their stuff. And then you have the very ostentatious red version of this bag, which is just, it's got like red and blue and green and it's all over the place. Nevertheless, I think it looks really damn cool. And this stealth black one is no exception to that. You just have this beautiful silver buckle and the rest of it just looks like beast black canvas Cordura material. In any event, I reviewed recently the Patagonia black whole duffel bag, and I also went on a tirade about why I'm selling my Peak Design bag, which by the way I did for those of you that were curious, but nevertheless I had a lot of hate mail from people from, you know, asking why did I sell the Peak Design, or you have bad taste, or, you know, well, just maybe the Peak Design wasn't for you, and maybe that's the case, but nevertheless I just think that this bag as a daily carry is a little bit more intuitive. The whole idea, this bag just in general is a very simplified approach to the backpack. I mean, this is almost kind of like one of those old LL Bean backpacks that you got when you were like in 3rd grade and they lasted into your 30s, but this one is gonna be the same exact thing. I mean, this thing, you know, I know you've got these like bags from GoRuck that are like bomb-proof and stuff like that, but realistically speaking, most of us aren't walking by a stick of dynamite, and this thing is just all around built to take a beating. It's waterproof as well. So if you're traveling or you are in fact using it on a mountaintop, this thing is going to take all the elements that you throw at it. But enough about the looks and the material. Suffice to say it looks good and it's built like a beast. Let's dive into some of the features of this bag. Let me just start off. I'll start on the outside. So both sides have zip pull, or like, what are they called? Pull cord water bottle pockets. Now that was a complaint that I had from some viewers regarding the Patagonia black hole duffel bag, is that there was no place to put your water bottle. Now by the way, I want to get one thing out of the way. This of course is smaller than the Peak Design duffel bag, but nevertheless, well depending on which one you get of course, but nevertheless, still if you were doing like a 1-pack travel sort of thing, or like you're just kind of going away on a weekend trip, maybe 2 to 3 days, you will absolutely have no problem using just this bag to stuff all your into it. Anyway, you've got the water bottle holders on the side, which you could of course double for something else. You could stash a stack of $101 bills in case you're going to the buffet, and then you just sort of zip, you just pull that shut, cinch it closed, and now it's protected and nothing will fall out of it. I really like the fact that you've got a pull cord to kind of secure this instead of elastic, and the reason why is because elastic tends to wear out over time, kind of stretches out, gets nasty, and eventually things will just fall out, and you don't want them to. But this thing will always remain secure, so long as this little plastic buckle doesn't break, but will always remain secure and in good shape and tough and all that stuff. And for those that are curious, Topo says that you can fit a 32-ounce Nalgene in there. I've got a Contigo, but nevertheless I have fit one of the bigger insulated bottles in there as well. They're very big and they'll hold a lot. At the top of the bag you have a zipper, which reveals, I'm gonna get close-ups of these things too. You've got this sort of nice deep flap pocket. I call it the flappy pocket, and it's yellow because it's both waterproof lined and it's also easy to see stuff in there. And you've got the little, like, your little key thing here to like clip your keys onto so they don't jingle around and get lost. But anyway, very, very spacious and deep. You could fit a whole hand in here if you decide to cut off your hand. Close that. By the way, all of these zippers are YKK, and they've got this like nice paracord string on them. They're built like a beast, and they've all got the waterproof like protection on there, so water won't leak into them. On the sides of the bag too, you've got the individual like cinch strap things. Basically, if you want to try to like cinch this thing as tight as you possibly can, because you're either using it as carry-on luggage, or I don't know, maybe you're trying to kind of attach something to it, like a tripod or like a tent, a sleeping bag, something like that. You can use these to kind of buckle those in, which is kind of a nice touch. It's on both sides. The Apple, sorry, I'm so sorry, people. The Apple Watch is so unprofessional. Anyway, and then on the back here, you've got, of course, the straps where you've got a lot of these nice little like hooks where you can use carabiners to clip stuff onto. Same deal here, nice little hook to clip stuff onto. And of course, where you sort of cinch it down to get it tight to your body. Nice little carrying handle. Now this isn't padded or anything like that. Some of the Peak Design bags and some of the other higher end like weekend or travel bags kind of pad this handle. But you know what? Topo didn't do that because I guess they thought they didn't need to. It's just, you're not gonna be like carrying it around with this thing that often. And you know what? It's not really that uncomfortable under load anyway. But nevertheless, you got these nice straps, suspension system up here to make sure that it's a little tighter against your shoulders and not flapping around so much. Nice touch. And then of course, where you snap it to your sternum strap as they call it. And then on the bottom, you've got the waist strap, of which the waist strap is removable. Now this waist strap also, it should be discussed that this waist strap is not, it's not like padded or anything like that. It's just purely a buckle. I don't know if I can get this on camera here, but I'm gonna try. But you see, it's just a traditional buckle. But you know what? It doesn't need to be padded. It works and it gets the job done. My favorite backpack of all damn time is the Evoc bag. I don't remember what the hell it was, the Evoc backpack. I did a review on it. You can find it in our reviews, in our videos section. Anyway, the Evoc bag, and it had, you know, the waist straps on it were like these big, wide, sort of Velcro-y type things, and they were really awesome, but they kind of get in the way sometimes, and you always kind of had to make sure that they were strapped together, or otherwise they just started to be flapping in the wind. These are just sort of nice all-around straps that you never have to worry about getting in the way of anything. And when you want to get into this bag, you have to undo this top buckle. Well, there's two ways to get into the bag, but one of the primary ways is to undo this top buckle. And by the way, I do find this buckle to be a little bit annoying, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's not the fastest to get into. You kind of have to master it a little bit. You have to sort of kind of twist and pinch, and eventually, you know, it'll come undone. By the way, you can also, you know, like cinch it to make it tighter. But nevertheless, once you do master it, you can get into the bag quick enough, and you've got the little the waterproof pouch thing at the top, which allows you to stuff it to the brim. And then again, you can use this cord to kind of cinch it closed and while you pack all your stuff in it. But anyway, again, I'm gonna get close up to this stuff. Once you're inside of the bag, by the way, that is very, very spacious and cavernous. Topo Designs say they got 36 liters worth of crap you can put in this thing. But you'll notice that you've got two things that I particularly like. You've got a camel pack straw access. So you can put your straw through that. That looks funny on camera. And then you also have a laptop sleeve in there too. And then you've got a place where you can then unzip, and then it's like another little stashed pocket where you can fit cables and chargers and other kind of random crap in there that you don't want sort of flapping around with the rest of the stuff. Otherwise, the rest of what you've got in this Topo bag is just pure storage. And a lot of it at that. It's huge. The other cool thing about it, and I thought this was kind of a cute little Easter egg thing when I first got the bag, there's a second way to get into the bag, and that is on the side you've got a full zipper access here, right? That just allows you to get into the main compartment. So if you've got if this thing is stuffed to the brim and you need to get something kind of towards the bottom, you open this thing up and you can get to the bottom. There is no additional bottom access on this bag here. You have it on the side. But in terms of symmetry, You then, on the other side, have the identical zipper, but it does not bring you into the main compartment. Instead, it brings you to a sort of front area of the bag. And in this front area of the bag, you've got like a pen thing where you stuff your pens. And then you've got a mesh net pocket, so you can see your stuff that you throw in there. You've got another just like main pocket. I put some hand sanitizer in there. Sorry. And then you just have the main pocket itself where you can put whatever the hell you want in there. See? Again, you'll see it close up and when I put all this stuff in post. So all in, you get a lot of very logical, let's see if it'll stand on its own. And that's the other thing, it stands on its own. Patagonia designed a bag that had like a built-in kickstand, which was not only super uncomfortable, it made the bag unbelievably heavy. This bag just does it on its own without a kickstand. And I find that when I put my crap in there, such as clothes and shoes and all these other kinds of things, that it holds up just fine. No need to engineer a kickstand in a backpack, just good design on its own. And that's really the name of the game with this backpack. It's just really well thought out, simplified, minimalist, good design. There's nothing fancy on this bag, such as like a gym clothes compartment or like where you would stuff your wet shoes. But if you get like either compression cubes or like a pouch or something like that. For example, when I travel, I always carry shower shoes with me because hotel showers and campsite showers are disgusting. So I put my rubber shower shoes into like a separate sort of like rubber pouch thing, and then I put it with the rest of my stuff in the duffel. But I digress. On this bag, you would basically do the same thing. You would treat it like a duffel. There is no, I mean, I guess you could fit shoes in this front pocket if you wanted to, or certainly water, but why would you do it? Just put it just got another pouch to put them in. So there's no fancy extra compartments for your shoes or anything like that, but that's the point of this bag, is you don't need it. You just sort of treat this as a top-loading duffel bag, and it will fit everything that you could possibly want, up to 36 liters, fit everything you could possibly want in its big cavernous compartment, and you'll have no issues getting to the stuff that you want in there or opening it up. One of my complaints, of course, with the Peak Design bag was that the clamshell design made it kind of very hard to access when it was on its stomach, and it kind of lost its shape and was a little bit annoying. No, this one is very, very easy to live with practically day-to-day and traveling, and you can, in fact, use this as a carry-on bag with airlines too. There is not a single airline that won't accept this size as a carry-on bag, and if you have to sort of shove it under the seat, you can just sort of like cinch these compression straps down, and you'll have no problem shoving it underneath your front neighbor's area. That came out a little weird. And then, of course, and on the front, you still have more of these like little like carabiner things that you can just kind of hook crap to and look like, you know, like you're hiking the Appalachian Trail, even though you're just like hiking Charlottesville, Virginia. But nevertheless, super durable, waterproof. How more do you want? This is just an awesome bag. I really gotta hand it to Topo. I mean, there's no, and you know what I love about it too, is there are no asinine hidden, this looks ridiculous like this. I should zip it up. There's no hidden like asinine pockets in this thing. Like on the Peak Design bag too, like on every like little strap, there were these tiny little like areas that like didn't fit anything. They didn't fit your cell phone. They didn't fit a granola bar. They didn't fit anything other than maybe like money. I guess maybe that's what they might have been for, is almost like a false pocket so you could hide money, so people, like if you go to like a very dangerous area in the world, you don't have to worry about people like robbing you of your bag. Although I'm assuming that if somebody sees a backpack lying around, they're probably just gonna steal the whole damn bag and not just sort of hunt around in the pockets. This bag does not have any hidden pockets as far as I can tell. If it does, they did a damn good job hiding them. But no, all you just get is logical, beautiful storage, built well, and waterproof. Did I mention that it's like waterproof? Well, I should have water resistant. If you submerge the bag completely, it's probably gonna leak in there. But if you get a heavy rain on it, you have nothing to fear. The other cool thing about it that I really like is you also have bags from like Osprey, even like Mystery Ranch, and let's see here, even the Evok bag, they have a water, like what is it, like a thing that comes out of the bottom of the bag, and it's like a waterproof liner, a thing that wraps around the bag that makes it more water resistant. But no, you don't need that with the Topo bag. It's like built into the bag, which I love. Now you're not wasting extra space on the bag, in the bag for nothing. You just have pure storage. You're not like stuffing this like little patched pouch thing to make it waterproof. Why can't I think of the fucking name of that thing? This bag, by all accounts, is a 10 out of 10. I have no complaints with it. It's comfortable to wear. These straps are like, there's nothing like super fancy, like some weird suspension system built in. I genuinely feel that you could use this bag under heavy load and hike with it for a very, very long time. One of my biggest complaints with some of the other bags that I've reviewed on this channel is that they just get very, very uncomfortable. But no, this one has done just an outstanding job. It is a quality made bag, and I highly recommend you get one yourself. If you are looking for a bag for weekend traveling, or if you're somebody that can minimalistically pack light and use one backpack for just your whole travel thing. One time I went to Hong Kong for 2 weeks, 10 days, and I brought one backpack full of like wool clothing, and I just washed most of that shit in a sink. And it did just fine. You could absolutely do that with this bag. If you are using this thing as a daily commuter or a traveler or like a business backpack, also really, really fine. Stuff your laptop in it. It's already kind of waterproof to make sure it doesn't get rained on. Yeah, great stuff. If you have any questions or comments or anything else that you want to put in our comment section, please feel free to do so. Please like and subscribe, and we will be back with another video really soon. Say goodnight, Topo. Good night, Topo.
Say goodnight, Popo. Good night, Popo.